The movie begins with a tense scene where a woman named Larissa walks from her farm to the house. She seems deep in thought, unaware that a man named Sonny is following her. As she reaches the door, Sonny grabs her forcefully, looking at her with anger and suspicion. He accuses her of being involved with a man named George, his voice thick with jealousy. Larissa tries to defend herself, saying George is her husband, but Sonny responds ominously, "Not for long." He implies that they are planning to get rid of George. The scene fades to black, creating suspense about what comes next. Suddenly, the story jumps to an earlier point in time, showing Sonny traveling by bus to Louisiana in search of a new life. He's a drifter, new to the area, without any job prospects or a place to stay. Arriving in the city, he immediately heads to a car workshop where he hopes to find work as a mechanic. However, the shop owner tells him that all positions are filled, leaving Sonny disappointed. With no money for a hotel, he wanders the city and ends up resting on a bench in an alley, trying to sleep under the night sky. As Sonny tries to doze off, he witnesses a violent scene nearby. An old man is getting into his car when a thug with a knife tries to rob him. The old man, stunned, pleads with the thug not to hurt him, but the thug slashes at him, wounding him. Sonny, seeing the attack, intervenes, striking the thug with his backpack and overpowering him. The thug realizes he's no match for Sonny and flees. The old man, bleeding from his injuries, thanks Sonny for saving his life. Sonny calls an ambulance, ensuring the old man receives medical attention. While the paramedics tend to the old man, he introduces himself as George. Shortly afterward, Larissa, George's wife, arrives, running toward her husband in a panic. She embraces him, clearly relieved that he's okay. George then introduces Sonny to Larissa, explaining that he is the one who saved him from the attack. Grateful, Larissa thanks Sonny for his bravery. As George and Larissa prepare to leave for the hospital, George offers Sonny a place to stay at their farm, considering it the least he could do to repay him. Sonny soon finds himself staying at George's farm. During a dinner at the farm, George learns that Sonny is an experienced mechanic and offers him a job, mentioning that their previous farm mechanic had quit recently. As Sonny settles into his new role, he starts noticing Larissa more closely. She's beautiful, and though at first, their exchanges are innocent, the tension between them begins to grow. Days pass, and Sonny and Larissa steal glances at each other. The next day, Larissa confronts Sonny in the garage, telling him to stop looking at her the way he does. Sonny counters, pointing out that if she notices him looking, it means she's watching him too. The tension between them reaches a boiling point. During a dinner with George, Sonny and Larissa's secret longing simmers beneath the surface. Afterward, while Larissa is washing dishes in the kitchen, George asks Sonny to get ice for their drinks. When Sonny goes into the kitchen, he makes a move on Larissa, standing close and touching her. To his surprise, Larissa doesn't resist. But before things escalate, George calls out from the living room, snapping Sonny back to reality. He quickly retrieves the ice and returns to join George. Soon after, Sonny devises a plan to spend time alone with Larissa. George owns a fancy red car that he's been meaning to fix for Larissa as a gift, but it's missing a carburetor. Sonny tracks down a supplier hours away and urges George to leave immediately to get it before it's sold. Excited, George rushes off, leaving Sonny and Larissa alone. As Larissa walks into the garage to check on George, Sonny grabs her playfully, smearing grease on her arms. Initially annoyed, Larissa soon gives in, and they passionately kiss, leading to an affair. Afterward, Larissa cleans up and pretends nothing happened when George returns, proudly showing her the now working car. However, Sonny warns Larissa that they need to be cautious and ensure George never finds out about their affair. Larissa insists that what happened between them was a mistake, a one-time thing. But despite her words, their connection grows stronger. As weeks pass, Sonny and Larissa's affair deepens, and they become more brazen. One night, while George is passed out drunk in the living room, Sonny sneaks upstairs to find Larissa. She appears out of the shadows, pushing him against the wall, and they make love in her marital bed while George sleeps, oblivious, downstairs. Afterward, Larissa opens up to Sonny about her dissatisfaction with George and her desire for a different life. Eventually, Larissa convinces Sonny that they need to get rid of George so they can be together. She tells Sonny that George plans to build a motorsports park and transform their farm, a venture that could secure their future. However, Larissa explains that for this dream to come true, George has to be out of the picture. She manipulates Sonny into agreeing to kill George, framing it as the only way for them to live happily and inherit his wealth. They devise a plan to stage George's death as an accident. The plan involves luring George under a tractor part for repairs while Larissa pulls a chain, causing a heavy car engine to fall on him. Everything seems perfect, but when Larissa pulls the chain, the engine not only kills George instantly but also crushes Sonny's hand. Panicked, Sonny realizes his blood is now at the crime scene, which could implicate him. The police arrive, and Larissa puts on a convincing act, mourning her husband's death. However, the police are suspicious, and though they can't prove anything immediately, they sense something is off. Despite this, Sonny and Larissa move forward with their plan, using George's inheritance to build the motorsports park. In a shocking twist, Larissa's true nature is revealed. She confesses to Sonny that she had been manipulating him from the start. It turns out she had orchestrated George's murder all along, even sending the thug to attack George earlier in the film. When that plan failed, she seduced Sonny, using him as a pawn to carry out her deadly scheme. She even lied about being pregnant, sending fake pictures of a child to keep Sonny loyal. The film ends with Larissa surveying her ill-gotten gains, having successfully evaded punishment for her crimes, while Sonny is left to take the fall, serving time for a murder he was manipulated into committing. In the final scene, Larissa, now fully in control of the motorsports park and her new life, stands victorious, having betrayed everyone who trusted her.